This is what remains of the U.S. presence in much of Afghanistan. The hollowed-out skeletons of sprawling military bases, now under the control of the Taliban. Once there were hundreds of U.S. and NATO troops at FOB Andar in Ghazni province. The last Americans left a couple of years ago, but their memory still lurks, ghost-like.
It's just so strange to see this, you know?
The Taliban granted access to CNN along with award-winning Afghan filmmaker Najibullah Qureshi, keen to show off the spoils of war.
So we're just arriving at another U.S. base, and already I can see a large number of military vehicles over there.
According to the Taliban, Afghan forces here surrendered 3 weeks ago when their food ran out, leaving weapons and ammunition and more.
When the Americans were here, were you and your men attacking this base a lot?
Yes, many times we attacked this base when America was here. We did operations. We were using IEDs. The Americans had their helicopters, weapons, and tanks on the ground, but we Mujahideen resisted very well.
Now they roam through what's left of the Tactical Operations Center. Anything of value will be stripped down and sold.
Walking through what's left of these American bases, you have to ask yourself, what was it all for?
America's great experiment with nation building now vanished into dust.
It's our belief that one day Mujahideen will have victory and Islamic law will come not to just Afghanistan, but all over the world. We are not in a hurry. We believe it will come one day. Jihad will not end until the last day.
It's a chilling admission from a group that claims it wants peace, despite continuing a bloody offensive. Since the U.S. began its withdrawal in May, the militants have advanced across the country at an alarming rate on the back of American pickup trucks. On the Ghazni highway, we pass base after base, all flying the militants' flag. At the Andar Bazaar, it's a similar sight. The days of underground insurgency are over, and the Taliban is poised to reestablish the very emirate America once came to destroy. But Taliban Governor Maulavi Kamil insists the group has changed since then.
The difference between that Taliban and this Taliban is that the Taliban of 2001 were new, and now this Taliban is experienced, disciplined. Our activities are going well. We are obeying our leaders.
A lot of people are concerned that if the Taliban takes power again, women's rights will move backwards. How can you guarantee that women's rights will be protected?
We assure this to people all over the world, especially the people of Afghanistan. Islam has given rights to everyone equally. Women have their own rights. How much Islam has given rights to women, we will give them that much.
That is clearly open for interpretation. Next to the mosque, we find a classroom of young girls. But their teacher says they will only receive religious education and will not attend regular school. At night, I am separated from my male colleagues and sleep in the women's part of the house with the children.
I've been talking to some of the women in this room, and I promised that I wouldn't show any of their faces, but it's interesting because, you know, the Taliban talks a lot about how it's changed and girls can go to school now. But I asked if any of these girls would be going to school, and I was told, absolutely not. Girls don't go to school. And when I said, why don't girls go to school? They said, Taliban says it's bad.
Here, what the Taliban says goes. This is now what Afghanistan's future looks like, far from what the U.S. once envisioned and what so many Afghans dreamed of, as the Taliban pushes on towards an all but certain victory. Clarissa Ward, CNN, Ghazni Province, Afghanistan.